Hey y'all, it's Miss Goodwin. So today is day 5 of virtual learning, which means we only have Thursday and Friday left, Thanksgiving break, and then I will be back. Thank goodness. So what you're going to be doing today, obviously you're going to have to watch the video first. The video's not up there because I'm currently making it, but it'll be up there for y'all, obviously, since you're watching it now. Step 2 kind of tells you what we're doing today. What you're going to be working on is, again, we're working on our writing unit. So you should have already chosen your topic. I should have approved it. You should have a claim written on what you believe about your topic. So if you chose animal testing, it's I believe that animal testing is cruel, or I believe animal testing is necessary, whatever you believe about your topic. And then we spent 2 days researching. You gathered 10 facts, or should have gathered at least 10 facts from at least 3 different sources and on your fact tracker and submitted that. After we did that yesterday, you got to outline your essay because today we're actually going to start writing. Now, I know some of you asked me if I would help you look over your outline before you submitted it, and that's totally fine. If for any reason you need me to look over something just to make sure that you have it right before you submit it, just shoot me a quick email, let me know, or hop on the Teams meeting link. I'm on there every day to guide y'all through the lessons. Some people are taking advantage of it, some of y'all aren't. But if you get stuck, please hop on the meeting link. I'm sitting here waiting for y'all to get on so I can help y'all. So please join if you have any questions. If you have not finished any of that, go get on the meetings link so I can guide you through it. If you have finished everything and submitted it and are good to go, then here's what you're doing today. What you're going to be working on today is something called a thesis statement. A thesis statement is what I like to call the super important sentence. That is because it is the roadmap, the guide, the manual on how to write your argumentative essay. As an author, you use it to keep you on track and to staying focused on your topic. As a reader, when you're reading a thesis statement, it lets you know, hey, this is what I'm going to be reading about and the order in which I'm going to be reading it. It is so super important that every piece of nonfiction text has this super important sentence, the thesis. And it's always found within the first couple of sentences or even the first paragraph of a nonfiction text. So I've given you a guide here. And again, the guide's optional for you to use. You don't have to, you can. But when writing a thesis statement, it's usually made up of a couple of different things. Number 1, the topic. Number 2, your opinion on the topic, which you already did because you wrote your claim. And the 3 reasons or the 3 main points on why your claim is accurate, why people should believe it. You already did that too. If you did your outline yesterday, you wrote 3 reasons. So all you're doing is taking all of them and combining them together and to make one sentence. So I did mine over who's the better superhero, Batman or Superman. My opinion or claim is that Batman is better than Superman. The 3 reasons I think so, what I put in my outline: Batman is more skilled than Superman, he's more popular than Superman, and he's a better role model than Superman. So I took all of these and I made it into one sentence. Batman is a better superhero than Superman because he's more skilled, popular, and a better role model for young kids. So my thesis statement would be simple. There's this one sentence. Batman is a better superhero than Superman because he's more skilled, popular, and a better role model for young kids. And what you're going to do for your warm-up today is you're actually going to click on Thesis Warmup, and you're going to submit whatever thesis sentence you come up with right in here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and type mine. I put Batman is a better superhero than Superman because he is more skilled, popular, and a better role model for young kids. Make sure that I've got that period, make sure that I've got those commas and that capital letters for the names and beginning of my sentence. Looks good. And I'm going to press post reply. And voila, there it is. So you're going to do that for your warm-up grade for today. Then, once you've completed that, you're going to go back to Wednesday. And you're going to go ahead and start working on the first paragraph of your essay. The first paragraph of your essay is the introduction, And your introduction, there's 3 parts to it. The first one is somehow getting the reader's attention in the first sentence. What are you going to do to keep them focused? Because if you don't get them focused, they're going to look at that and go, yeah, that's okay, and put it down and read something else. Especially on STAR test. If they don't like your first couple of sentences, they're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. They have a bunch to grade. So they're going to write up, I guess it's a 2. Move on. I guess it's a 3. They won't give you that 4 that you're really looking for, or sometimes even that 3 that you really want. So make sure that you think about what you're going to do to get the reader's attention. And then you need to have background knowledge or general information about the topic. There's a lot of times where I've picked up an essay or picked up a nonfiction text, and I don't really know a lot about a topic, and they're using specific lingo or vocabulary words that I don't know that would have been awesome for me to know before going in, so I could have really understood what the author was talking about. For example, if someone was writing an essay about social media, my 80-year-old grandpa, who still has a flip phone, will not be able to fully understand what Facebook is and what it can do unless someone tells him. He would have no idea that you could only write a small 140 character couple of sentences to make a tweet. He would sit there and try to write a novel if he wanted to share his thoughts. He might not even know what Snapchat is, to be honest. So you might want to explain as part of your background knowledge what social media is and what are some examples of what social media can do. And then you always have your thesis statement. Your thesis statement, like I said, has to be within the first couple of sentences, within the first paragraph of your essay, because it tells the reader what they're going to be reading and guides them through your story or through your nonfiction essay. And for you, it helps you stay on task. If the reader doesn't know what they're reading and it isn't explicitly made clear to them what they're reading, they're not going to waste their time trying to figure it out. You need to make sure it's clear, especially in nonfiction when you have a bunch of facts being presented and they're having to understand fact. They need to know exactly what they're going to be reading about. So I went ahead and gave you an example. Again, the guide is optional. You don't have to use it. It's up to you. So for my introduction, for my attention getter, I thought it would be cool to kind of talk about some rivalries. And so I put, for years, many have been stumped on how to settle one of the biggest rivalries of all time, Batman versus Superman. Immediately, I feel like my reader is going to be interested in this because, number one, I'm talking about rivalries. It's kind of like bringing up a little bit of dramatic problem, excitement. And then who doesn't love hearing about Batman and Superman? They're superheroes. So that automatically piques some people's interest. But I also have to understand that some people might not know who Batman is or who Superman is. As crazy as it might sound, this might be the first thing that they're reading about them. Or maybe they just don't know too much about superheroes and they're wanting to find out more. So my background knowledge is giving you a little bit of information on Batman and a little information on Superman. So it says, on one hand, you have Batman, the billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne, by day, and the Dark Knight of Gotham City by night. While on the other, you have Superman, the Man of Steel, aka the clumsy Clark Kent of the Daily Prophet newspaper. Both Batman and Superman, being 2 of the most popular superheroes of all time, have shared the spotlight for long enough. So I've given you a little information. You now know that, hey, Batman during the day is a billionaire playboy named Bruce Wayne. And the Dark Knight of Gotham City by night. You also know that Superman is the Man of Steel. You know that his alter ego is Clark Kent and that he's clumsy. And you also know he works the Daily Prophet. So I've given you a little bit of background information just very quickly. Now, my thesis statement, again, is a roadmap. You got to have it. So I put Batman is better than Superman because he's more skilled, popular, and a better role model for young kids. It also lets you know, hey, paragraph 1, I'm going to talk about how Batman's more skilled than Superman. In paragraph 2, I'm going to talk about how he's more popular than Superman. In paragraph 3, I'm going to talk about how he's a better role model for young kids than Superman. Again, letting your reader know what they're going to be reading in what order and keeping a roadmap for you. And then I added it all together, and as y'all can see right here, it says, for years, many have been stumped on how to settle one of the biggest rivalries of all time, Batman versus Superman. On one hand, you have Batman, the billionaire playboy, Bruce Wayne by day, and the dark night of Gotham City by night. While on the other, you have Superman, the Man of Steel, aka the clumsy Clark Kent of the Daily Prophet newspaper. Both Batman and Superman, being two of the most popular superheroes of all time, have shared the spotlight for long enough. Batman is a better superhero than Superman because he's more skilled, popular, and a better role model for young kids. And with that, you have the first paragraph of your essay completed. So, I'm going to let you be working on that. There is no spot for you to submit your introduction essay because once you finish your introduction, go ahead and move on to your next part, your next paragraph, which will be your reason 1 paragraph, where for me, I'm going to talk about how Batman's more skilled than Superman. Whatever your reason number 1 is, that's going to be what your first paragraph's about. So you can go ahead and continue writing on that. I'm going to give you more information on what it should look like tomorrow, but go ahead and start now if you want, and you can change it up based off of the information you get tomorrow if you would like. But don't stop. If you are flowing and you have your writing and you're just going, keep going. And you'll submit your whole rough draft as one big assignment on Friday at the end of the day. So the rest of the time is yours. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right. Bye, y'all.